the next day.
Welcome back to Bending Plastic. It's fantastic. I'm your host, Professor F. Well, here we have the finishing of this holster. All I did was just cut the excess material off of the front, the .08 side, and that way it's going to make it easier and allow the clamps to fit when I drill the holes for the eyelets. So really, without further ado, let's finish this. And I got to do a mag carrier too, so might as well do that as well. And off this goes, and it's going to Indiana. So, pretty wild. It was a long night last night. I didn't get home till about midnight, so pretty much did a couple things, straightened up, and then got back into this. So, let's do it. And all I'm doing right here is I'm taking the Glock 17, because I don't have a 34 blue gun, and obviously it's tied up in here, and I'm just lining it up pretty much with the rear sights and the grip, and I'm just marking where, you know, where the trigger guard is, so you get your purchase, because we're going to cut it right about there. So now all we need to do is figure out where it's going. So we'll go right about there. And then come down. And this is our mark cut. So it's going to be coming down this way as well. And we're going to use this guy right here. And this will give us a straight line. It's called a contour gauge. It can be bought at Home Depot. And just make it parallel to the slide. And then just draw the lines that you need. It's time to sharpen this pencil. Boop. And boop. And there we are. And this is going to be 1.5 loops, which we have to cut as well. That and oop. And right there. Do this one. There, and we'll get our guy right here and just match up what we need. Keep it parallel to the sight channel. Probably go, can we fit one more in there? Yeah, maybe. Let's see what it looks like. So now if we come down here, this is going to be straight across like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like that. And you have your choice. You can go one more to keep it symmetric. Like so. Or you could cut it right here and go down as well. It's really all up to you. You don't save much weight, you do save space. But judging on, I mean, the belt's going to be up here, your butt is going to be right around here. Really no need to do it, but like I said, you can just cut right there as well. So completely up to you. We'll probably just leave it like this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, clamp this on, drill out all these. I'll drill out all these as well, and then let's go for the ride. There we go, and these holes are just 1/4 inch from my Craftsman drill that's doesn't charge, so I'll probably be getting rid of that. All right, so there's 4 holes down, and then we'll move it one over, line up those 3 holes, throw the clamp in it, and there we are. Rinse and repeat to the other side. Drill away. And shift it down one. Line up those holes. Clamp where you need it. All right, there's those. And we will go ahead and clean these with the, there we go, countersink bit. Now I'm going to drop the eyelets on this side and this side only. Well, I just realized I made a slight mistake, no big deal. I put 4 eyelets in, then I realized actually at this point did not want to put eyelets in. I want to separate the two because I'm going to be setting eyelets with the stiffener right here, and it's a lot easier to do it when it's not together. So I'm going to go ahead, drill these out, get them out. I've showed you how to do that before, and then I'm going to go ahead, pull it apart. But before I pull it apart, I'm just going to cut the outline out. Make it a lot easier because there's less sticking material. So I'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and I'll do these with you. It's like a Monday, but it's Friday. Well, it's definitely a Monday, not Friday. So I got the eyelets out. I did separate it, right? As I was taking off the top layer, it cracked. So that's never happened to me. So now, let me ask you this. Would you start over? You don't need to. All you need to do is grab this right here, throw the mold back in, and I did not do anything to the mold. I'm going to put it right back like so. I'm going to set this end down on the press, and I'm going to heat up another piece of black, and that's going to do what we need to do, because this junked. So pretty much what happened is as I was pulling it apart, I went pretty far on it because it just, you know, all came done at the same time, and this is what broke. So my fault. It's the way I did it. Usually I take a flathead and I separate it, or you know, I take the blade and I get in between and I separate it, work my way down. This was my complete wrongdoing, which sucks because it looks great. So this now trash. I'm gonna cut another piece of 0.08 and I'm going to go ahead and lay it right on top of this. So I am not worried about it whatsoever. So just know that that is an option. You don't need to start from scratch. If, however, I took all the blocking off, I would have to. But because it's like this, I'm going to go ahead, just cut another piece and rock it. Everything's all heated up. I'm just going to throw it in the press. Get it to the point. That way we can keep this video going. All right, well, that is in the press. It is getting fixed as we speak. So like I said before, there's another part of this order, which honestly kind of works out. So while that's cooling, I can go ahead and build this. This is a triple magazine carrier from Bubba's holster. They're no longer Bubba's. They're SBR Tactical. So I got this. It's a 940 357 SIG, double stacked, non-MRD, so it's just friction. So we're going to be building this in black, and we have this right here. So it's just a cutoff, and I'm going to go ahead. So if you notice, I put, you know, a little half circles in here. Now, what I usually do when I'm doing stuff like this is I will put them together and vacuum it like this, so I don't have to do 2 individual ones. You waste a little bit more material. Might as well just throw them together and do one press, right? But you have to get it really hot. So by doing this, there's no space in the center, so the vacuum doesn't go down, and then you don't get really a good pull. So I put these in. That way I can get a good pull no matter how tight these are together. All I did was just push it up against my router very gently and carefully, and created this. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's get this pressed, and let's get this built. And by the time this is done, that should be all set, because these don't take long, especially with the trim jigs. So let's do it. And here we are here. Press looks absolutely great. So these holes right here are those dimples. Those are going to be all pretty much the same diameter you do for your retention holes. Doesn't need to be a quarter because there's going to be no MRDs. So we're just going to drill out each one of these, flip it, and then drill the T. Now, one of these I've noticed the trim jig is slightly larger, and I've never trimmed it down a little bit, but cut that end right off, and you're good to go. This one, you don't have to worry about it. And that's in. So I'm going to go ahead, cut these on the bandsaw and trim them. I'll BRB. And what you want to do is, for sizing, we're not going to use 1/4 inch on the outsides, these two right here. 1/4 inch is only going to be right here for the rubber bushings. But what we're going to do is we're going to throw these in, like so, and then throw your top on, and then you could judge how big you actually need to go. The middle piece is the one that's the biggest. Generally, it's like I use 3/4 of an inch, so I'll do a 1/2 inch with a 1/4 inch. But I'll show you exactly how I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the hardware because it's not near me, and I'll show you how I assemble these guys. Here we got everything laid out. Give those a quick wipe down. And what I'll do is I will start with a 1/2 inch threaded post and then put a 1/8 inch bushing on that. And that holds it in place. And do that times 2. And then on top of that goes the 1/2 inch one. Actually, it's like 0.46, so pretty close to 1/2 inch. All right, the back, we'll do, that's 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. There's 3 of them. And then these guys, 1/4 inch, these are 3/8. And then these are 1/2 inch, and then these are 3/4. So the 3/4 I actually do in the center. Now the 3/4 in the center that I do is not necessary. I like doing it because of the screw type that I use. Let's see here. 1/2 inch is going on the side. And then I would say these holsters are the hardest to get your retention just right because there's so many factors. But it's actually not too bad right there. Not too bad right there, but we gotta see how the middle is. Because a lot of times, yeah, say the middle will fall out. So you have to adjust them just right. So that means we're gonna go start with the center. Center's pretty good. Go a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. But we know because the center's so tight, see how tight that is? So now we're gonna back those off. And of course you don't want it so loose that it'll fall out. And we'll back these ones off as well. We're going to back these ones off just a little bit more. Definitely takes some playing to get it right. There we go. I like that right there. And let's try, let's see here, an actual 9mm Glock mag. Yep. Okay. So that's pretty good right there. Now, I'm going to get the tech lock on. This one is going to use a little bit of blue juice. Oop. Butterfingers. Actually, it's funny I just did that. So last night, one of my kids, hey Dad, can I have some food? So I made a plate, and they were across the counter. We have like a a stool, like a breakfast bar in our kitchen, and the plate fell out of my hands, and the food went all down the counter, down to the floor, all over the chair, and the dogs ate it. So they had a nice, good chicken cutlet meal. Let's see here. These right here, they're gonna go until I feel them on the other end. There we go. Like that. And here is this. This one didn't break. So now that this one's all set, we can definitely get the other one out of the press. But there's that. And hail, yeah. All right, let's check the press. And straight out of the press, here we go. See, there. Not too shabby. No folds, no creases, no dents, no dings, no nothing. Exactly what we wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll trim around this and yeah, drill these holes and let's have a good time. And hopefully this one doesn't break. There we are. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to cut around this real quick and yeah, or at least drill the holes. That way I can get this going. But we still need to do this as well. And to drill the holes, much easier to just throw everything back together. Alright, so we're just going to take this and I'm going to use these holes as a guide and just drill them out. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to focus on this real quick. Go ahead and drill this out. And then we'll do this one. Dead nuts. Dead on balls, accurate. Industry term. All right, throw this out there. Okay, and if you want to do a check on your fitment, go right ahead and do that. Bada bing. They line up. One of them is slightly off, but I'm not too worried about it. But all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make the gusset. So like I said, this is gonna have a little bit, just a tiny bit of flex, but we're going from 0.125 and we're putting 0.08 on it. So we're going to be at, 0.205. So at this point right here, we're going to be almost a 1/4 inch thick, which is awesome. Let's see here. Go. Quick, easy, painless. Now all I'm going to do is mount it up. And there we are. That baby ain't going nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere. All right, so now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to rough cut this out and then I'll do them together because this is not the final shape. So I'll rough cut it out and we'll have some fun. All right, here we are right here, and like I said, I just cut out the edge right here and set the eyelets on this side. Now we have to do the retention.
So I'm going to go ahead, drill pretty much right here and right here. Yeah. And then we'll put the hardware for the retention inside, and then go ahead, close this up, and then do what we got to do. So let's figure out a spot to put this, and so it doesn't walk on us. We'll throw that there, along with this, because this is doing two-piece, so it can, these can go back and forth. But I think we're gonna go right about there. Yeah, I'll be happy with right there. And we'll do another one right here. Plenty of room for the hardware to sit flush. I'll go ahead and get the rest of what I need. Hardware is a little thicker. I'm actually using a 1/2-inch post instead of the 0.4375. I mean, not post, sorry, the screws. Throw those in there. Throw these in here. There we go. And make sure there's no debris on where the this surface right here. No debris in there, because as soon as we put this hardware in, we're going to go ahead and close it up with the eyelets. There we are right there. Now we're going to do eyelets. And we know this is going to go right there. We know this is coming down. We know this is going straight across. We know this is going here. Here. And we're going to sit possibly right there. We know this is coming down right on the edge. Like so. That trigger guard, though. Alright, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cut this out in the bandsaw. And hope for the best. Remember the time on Facebook where someone said I'd sell more holsters if I didn't have rough edges? I've never had them. Oh, but I should round them out. Look how round that is, right? And look at this. That's 2 layers. And you can't even see where they are. Look at all those sharp edges. That buffer, man. Leaving sharp edges. Anyways, so this is all said and done. For the most part, what we have to do now is, well, I should say almost done. I already went ahead and cut an angle in my belt loop, so I'm going to go ahead. I got to clean those up on the belt sander, Dremel, and then buff it. And then on here, we got to throw the gun in, heat these up right here, heat the wing up, and then fold it. And then we're going to go ahead and throw this on. But like I said, look at that. Look at that flex. There. It's not there. So let's do it. I'm going to go ahead, heat this up with the heat gun, with this in the vise, and then just fold it over slightly with the gun inside. And it is now time to assemble. So let's go ahead and knock some of this out. As you can see, I already cleaned these up. And I got longer posts today because we need it. Just because of the thickness. I'd rather have it and throw it in there and know that it's not going to back out. So, helps if I put the right one in. Go. I'm pretty sure these are 3/16. I mean 3/8. So throw those in. It's 1/4 inch. All right. Bang, bang. These 4 for that. Let's do the hood first. All right. So the hoods, I always modify these hoods because they take a lot of force. And I've noticed that some of the Gen 2s already come the way I modify them. But what I do is take a razor and just shave down the catch right here so you don't have to bend it out as far. Especially with this, because this is going to be very close to the body. As you can see, I just shaved a little bit. Still catches plenty. And then, yep. All right, so we'll try that. We could always shave more. So let's throw this in. Oh, let's get the hardware. And what I love about the WRS hoods is you can actually crank down on the bolts. All right. All right, let's get those in there. Whoop. Push that one right through. Bink, bink. All right. And let's throw this in here. Throw this right there. Noga RCS 2000. All right, and now gotta do a little. I'll shave that just a hair. Let's get this set up. Go. Beauteous and beautiful. All right. Okay, I'm liking that. Go that up a little on this. All right, now let's add these guys in. All right, and looks like there we are. It's a beautiful thing. Can't pull. That's the click from that right there. And I'm gonna throw it on my body and see how it fits. So here we are, right here. I have it on. Actually, it's extremely comfortable. Now, the only problem that I don't like doing these is it rides right against your body, so which is why we have to have it super stiff on this side so you can get that thumb action. I like it where it is because I could grab the grip right here and I could push it with the thumb into my body where I could barely do that. So as you can see, bam, put it up, locks in place. You can't pull it, and then you can also use this to pull just like that. So it's pretty sturdy in both ways where it ain't moving. So I like that. I'm gonna call this an absolute win. Ooh.
So even with messing up horribly to the point where I had to redo half of this, and the thickness and getting it on the body, this came out absolutely beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing. It rides just right. It feels really good. Definition is on point, and the hood really works. And just for everyone out there that has a WRS hood, by shaving down right there, you can adjust the stiffness of it. But if you go too far, you're gonna have to replace it. So, but that's what I absolutely love about WRS is the versatility of that. So, but this came out absolutely awesome, and like I said, I hope this gentleman loves it. And not to mention, it comes with the triple duty, so look at that right there. I am in love, and this is going out. It's going to be heading out today with a few other orders that I'm kicking out the door and getting them gone. And, well, I mean, it's New Year's weekend, so you know what I'll be doing? I'll be in the shop pumping some orders out because I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer than you actually have to. So, but like I said, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to move on to the next one. I appreciate all you. Huge shout out to HolsterSmith and KnifeKits.com for providing and showing everything that they have on their website right here in the shop. And I appreciate you guys for following me along on these journeys. You know, I hope you guys are growing as I'm growing and learning a thing or two on the Kydex business. So, again, appreciate all you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.